Assalamu alaikum, welcome to my horrible reading videos, and today is my 17 days from 40 days reading challenge. You guys are known that I have already taken a challenge, a 40 days reading challenge for improving my pronunciation, improving my reading skill, scanning and skimming power as well. And you guys are feeling arduous like me. I'm feel like so hard to improving myself and improving my band score, particularly on reading section. You guys are having such kind of problem, you can join with me and definitely take this 40 days reading challenge, okay? And you know that I nowadays I'm trying to read the work-life based article because I have completed the nature based article, the landscape based article, and history based article. And nowadays I'm trying to read work-life based article. Okay, so this type of subject, if will come in my final exam on IELTS, that time I feel like so happy, and it probably helped me a lot to feel like so easy. Okay, so please take a note cutter and a pencil or pen, and we will seeking for the new word, new structure from this article. Okay, let us start to this article. First, I make sure that I start the stopwatch so that I can see how much time I have to spend um, for my reading article. Okay, today's this article is so surprising me. The headline: the way we view free time is making us less happy. The way we view free time, the way we view free time is making us less happy. The way we view free time, আমরা যেভাবে ফ্রি টাইমটাকে চিন্তা করি, is making us less happy, is making us less happy, এটা আমাদের কি করে, কম হ্যাপি করে। The way we view free time is making us less happy. The way we view free time is making us less happy. It means that we think the way our thinking about we are thinking about spending the free time as we think, that makes us so less happy. Okay, so the writers try to say that the way we view free times, what our thinking is, it's make us less happy. Okay, how it happened? We continue, if we continue reading this article, we know that. Okay, first I want to say that this article published by Aisha Imtiaz, 17 September 2021. Okay, some people try to make every hour of leisure perfect. Some people try to make every hour of leisure perfect. Every hour of leisure perfect. Okay, it means that probably a certain amount of people, they are trying to make happy, make perfect every single moment, every single hour of their leisure time, while others hate taking time off to altogether. While others hate taking time off altogether. Sorry. While others person hate করে, ঘৃণা করে taking time off together, মানে all together time কাটাতে তারা ঘৃণা করে। Have we forgotten how to enjoy free time? আমরা কি তাহলে ভুলে যাচ্ছি আমাদের ফ্রি টাইমটা কিভাবে কাটাতে হবে? How we have we forgotten how to enjoy free time? আমরা কি ফ্রি টাইমটাকে এনজয় করা ভুলে যাচ্ছি? Okay, probably you guess the gist meaning of the headline. It means আমরা যেভাবে আমাদের ফ্রি টাইমটাকে চিন্তা করি, পারফেক্ট করার চিন্তা করি, এটা আমাদের লেস পারফেক্ট করে, লেস হ্যাপি করে। অ্যান্ড যেই টাইমে আমরা আমাদের প্রতিটা ফ্রি টাইম, প্রতিটা আওয়ার, প্রতিটা ঘন্টা খুব ভালোভাবে কাটানোর চেষ্টা করি, সেখানে আরও কিছু মানুষ রয়েছে যারা একসাথে কাটাতেই পছন্দ করে না। তাহলে কি আমরা আমাদের ফ্রি টাইম কাটাতে হবে কিভাবে সেটা ভুলে যাচ্ছি? Okay, let's dig into the article. Leisure is the prize. Absolutely right. Leisure is the prize. Absolutely right. We work hard, so we want to play hard. We work hard, so we work hard, So we want to play hard. We work hard, আমরা কঠিনভাবে কাজ করি কারণ আমরা ভালোভাবে খেলা করতে চাই, কঠোরভাবে খেলতে চাই। Okay. We look forward look forward is phrase, you know that. We look forward to our time off. To our time off. Time off means we look forward to our time offs. Hey, those guys are new in my video, and today first time you watch my video in reading section, reading challenge. Please make sure that uh, you forgive me because I I describe a lot in that reading skills, so it's probably the make boosting my understanding power. That's why I speak in different way, try to explain something, and I know that I explain the wrong way, and the more explain as much I need, so please forgive me. The all about the improving my editing skill. uh, Believing that the more leisure time we have, okay, we look forward to our time off.
আমরা আমাদের ছুটির অপেক্ষায় আছি।
We look forward to our time off. Time off মানে ছুটি, time off মানে ছুটি, holiday, okay. Believing that the more leisure time we have, the better life will be. Believing that আমরা believe করে যে if we get more leisure time, we will be happy in our future. Enjoying that time, or savoring the coveted, savoring the, and savoring means আস আস্বাদন করা, নির্দিষ্ট স্বাদযুক্ত হওয়া, okay.
Savoring.
Savoring the coveted means lovonia, and goals should come naturally, okay. Or enjoying the time, or savoring the coveted, and goal should come naturally. Enjoying that time should come naturally. Okay, enjoying that time should come naturally. It means believing that the more leisure time you have, the better life will be. Enjoying that time should come naturally. দুই কমার মাঝে যেটা থাকে সেটা আমরা বাদ দিয়ে পড়ার চেষ্টা করি। Okay, enjoying that time should come naturally. Enjoying the time should come naturally, মানে ন্যাচারাল ভাবেই সেই টাইমটা এনজয় করা উচিত, ন্যাচারালি আসবে এটা। However, যাই হোক, research show shows that both having and deciding how to spend leisure time can be very stressful. Yes, definitely right. Research shows that both having and deciding how to spend leisure time can be very stressful. Yes, people are make so stressful when he try to decide that how we are spend our free time. Some people feel enormous pressure to maximize their downtime with the best choices. Some people feel enormous is a really nice word to using the IELTS writing test too. Enormous.
Enormous.
Enormous. Some people feel enormous pressure. Pressure. Some people feel enormous pressure to maximize their downtime with their best choices. Researching more, anticipating. What is the meaning of anticipating? Anticipating, প্রত্যাশিত. Anticipating means প্রত্যাশিত. Okay. Door, my door is not locked, so that's why the sound is coming here. Okay. Leisure time can be very stressful. Research shows that both having and deciding how to spend leisure time can be very stressful. Some people feel enormous pressure to maximize their downtime with the best choices. Researching more, anticipating. Anticipating means, I don't know, anticipating the word. Puttashido, anticipating. Yes, this is a new word for me, and I should write down this word. If you don't know this word meaning, and if you the first time seeing this word, please write down this word in your note collection so that you can use in second time in your speaking as well as writing also. Anticipating. anticipating. Anticipating means প্রত্যাশিত। প্রত্যাশিত। Anticipating means প্রত্যাশিত। Researching more, anticipating and spending more money তার মানে প্রত্যাশিত করে এবং স্পেন্ড করে অনেক মানি বাট as data proves this pressure to maximize our fun might get in the way of our enjoyment of leisure itself. This pressure to maximize our fun এই প্রেশারটা আমাদের ফানটাকে কমিয়ে আনে might get in the way of our enjoyment of leisure itself. এই আমাদের এনজয়টাকেও কমিয়ে আনে। অ্যাডিশনালি অতিরিক্তভাবে আমরা বলতে পারি উপরন্তু additionally additionally some people struggle struggle some people struggle here some people এর জায়গায় আমরা many people দিতে পারি most people দিতে পারি different type of people দিতে পারি diverse people দিতে পারি it's called paraphrase. Okay, some people struggle to view leisure as worthwhile at all. Worthwhile means worthwhile at all মোটেও সার্থক
Worthwhile at all.
worthwhile
Worthwhile at all.
worthwhile at all মোটেও সার্থক Okay, some people struggle to view leisure as worthwhile at all. These individuals এটা পৃথক করে often in high stress, high paying jobs, prioritize productivity to the extent that they can't enjoy time off. তারা এনজয় করতে পারে না কোনটা তারা টাইম অফ মিন যে হলিডে বলা হচ্ছে সেটাকে এনজয় করতে পারে না often to detriment of their mental health. এটা ম্যাক্সিমাম টাইম তাদের আরো কি করে ডেট্রিমেন্ট করে মানে খারাপ প্রভাব ফেলে mental health এর উপরে however different their problems with leisure both groups struggle with enjoying time off for the same reason however যাই হোক different their problems with leisure যে প্রবলেমই হোক না কেন প্রবলেম ডিফারেন্ট হতে পারে both groups struggle দুই গ্রুপই কি করে struggle করে with enjoying time off the holiday enjoying the holidays ফর দ্য সেম রিজন এই সেম রিজনের কারণে তারা কি করে এই হলিডে উদযাপনটা তারা ব্যর্থ করে ফেলে দ্য ওয়ে উই পারসিভ ইজ ইয়েস্টারডে আর্টিকেলস আই রাইট ডাউন দিস ওয়ার্ড পারসিভ মানে উপলব্ধি করা
Perceive. Perceive.
perceive the way we perceive and value leisure has changed the way we perceive আমরা যেটা উপলব্ধি করি and value leisure has changed এবং লেজারের যে মূল্যটা এটা কি হয়েছে has চেঞ্জ হয়ে গেছে past tense sorry present perfect tense has changed problematically সমস্যাগতভাবে yes problematically understanding this evolution এটার মূল্যায়ন বোঝার জন্য এর পরিবর্তন বুঝতে understanding the evolution means বিবর্তন okay evolution
Evolution.
understanding this evolution and finding way to change our attitudes could be beneficial for everyone and help people to start enjoying themselves again okay আমাদের যে চিন্তা শক্তি পরিবর্তন এটা হয়তো আমাদের হেল্প করতে পারে স্টার্ট এনজয়িং themselves again আমাদের যে টাইম অফ গুলো রয়েছে এই টাইম অফ গুলোতে আমাদের এনজয় করতে সাহায্য করতে পারে হয়তো আমাদের থিংটা পরিবর্তন করলেই Okay, that's all about for passes, and now we are entering the second pass. The changing concept of leisure. The changing concept of leisure. অবসরের পরিবর্তনের ধারণা. Leisure has dramatically evolved over the centuries and across culture. Evolved means বিবর্তিত. Evolves mean বিবর্তিত. Leisure has dramatically evolved mean evolved leisure has dramatically evolved বিবর্তিত হয়েছে over the centuries and across কালচার সহ অনেক অনেক সেঞ্চুরি ধরে এটা পরিবর্তন হয়েছে, says Brett Ayon, assistant professor at the School Management Science at the University of Quebec in Montreal. Okay, now I'm trying to use to that skip these lines so that I can consume my time in my reading skill in my IELTS exam also. ওকে, যে পরিচয়টা দেওয়া থাকে এটা আসলে আমার পড়ার দরকার নেই। আমি এই অভ্যাসটা তৈরি করতে চাচ্ছি যে আমার ভিতরে, যাতে আমি আমার মূল রিডিং এ আমার টেস্টে যদি এরকম এসে থাকে, আসবে তো অবশ্যই, এরকম আসলে আমি যেন ন্যাচারালি এটা আমার থেকে স্কিপ হয়ে যায়। তো সেজন্য আমরা মাঝের এটা আর পড়বো না এখন থেকে। One thing that's consistent about leisure one thing that's one thing that's consistent about leisure means,
অবসর সম্পর্কে সামঞ্জস্যপূর্ণ একটি জিনিস।
however, is that it has always been contrasted with work. Is that it always contrasted with work?
এটা সবসময় কাজের সাথে বৈপরীত্য হয়েছে।
2000 years ago, concept of work and leisure were associated with se, se, servitude নাকি
Servitude,
servitude
servitude,
মানে দাসত্ব, servitude
servitude,
servitude and freedom associated with servitude and freedom. Okay, respectively, this is a nice stature which we can use in our writing task one as well. Okay, 2000 বছর আগে, 2000 years ago, 2000 বছর আগে, the leisure যে কনসেপ্টটা, এই enjoying কনসেপ্টটা এসেছে অ্যাসোসিয়েটেড মানে এসেছে সার্ভিটিউড সার্ভিটিউড দাসত্বও হতে পারে, আবার ফ্রিডমও হতে পারে, রেসপেক্টিভলি। দুইটাকে একই সাথে বোঝাচ্ছে, যার কারণে এখানে রেসপেক্টিভলি দিয়ে দিয়েছে। ওকে, Anson Grace explain Ion most of the labor was outscored. Most of the labor was outsourced to slave. Most of the labor outsourced to slave. দাসত্ব দিয়ে তৈরি করা হতো, লেবার কাজগুলো দাসত্বরাই করতো, দাসেরাই করতো। while wealthier parts of society wealthier parts of society wealthier part of the society wealthier part okay while wealthier parts of society pursued pursued other activities pursued mean অনুসরণ করা, other activities mean অন্য কাজগুলো যখন অনুসরণ করে, কার অনুসরণ করে, wealthier parts of the society. Okay, leisure was an active state of mind. Leisure was an active state of mind. What is the meaning?
অবসর মনের একটি সক্রিয় অবস্থা ছিল।
Okay, good leisure meant playing sports, learning music theory, debating qualified peers, and doing philosophy. ওকে, তারা বোঝাচ্ছে যে গুড লেজার টাইমটা হচ্ছে লার্নিং মিউজিক, গান শেখা, থিওরি, ডিবেট করা, ডিবেটিং কোয়ালিফাইড পিয়ার্স, মানে পিয়ার্স মিন সঙ্গীকে বোঝাচ্ছে, পড়ার সঙ্গী, সহকর্মীরা, অ্যান্ড ডুইং ফিলোসফি। লেজার ওয়াজ নট ইজি, লেজার আসলে সহজ একটা কাজ নয়, বাট ইট ওয়াজ সাপোজ টু বি গ্রেটিফাইং গ্র্যাটিফাইং গ্র্যাটিফাইং মিন্স সন্তোষজনক, but it was supposed to be gratifying.
কিন্তু এটা সন্তোষজনক হওয়ার কথা ছিল।
কিন্তু এটা সন্তোষজনক হওয়ার কথা ছিল।
কিন্তু এটা সন্তোষ
but it was supposed to be মানে কথা ছিল, supposed to be gratifying সন্তোষজনক, gratifying মানে সন্তুষ্টজনক, satisfy. Today we are seeing yet another transition. A lack of leisure time now operates as a powerful status symbol. Today we are seeing yet another transition. A lack of leisure time now operates as a powerful status symbol. Aion believes that a shift occurred when the Romans started viewing leisure as the way of recapturing in preparation for more work, a transition that accelerated significantly during the Industrial Revolution. By the 100,000 years, the kind of leisure that signified the kind of leisure that signified status had shifted to. The wealthy led overtly idle lives. The wealthy, the wealthy,
ধনীরা প্রকাশ্যভাবে অলস জীবনযাপন করে।
the wealthy lead overtly ideal lives. Overtly means অলস নাকি প্রকাশ্যে ideal lives,
Idle life,
idle
idle
lives.
lives.
lead overtly মানে প্রকাশ্যভাবে, okay, প্রকাশ্যে স্পষ্ট, openly. Write down this word, overtly, openly, এগুলোকে বলা হচ্ছে কি প্রকাশ্যভাবে। Our lives. A popular example is philosopher Walter Benjamin's description of fashion around 893 to walk through arcades with a turtle on a lash. অ্যানাট কেনিয়ান অ্যাসোসিয়েট প্রফেসর অ্যানাট কেনিয়ান কমা এখান থেকে আমরা পড়বো না এই পর্যন্ত। Okay, Anat Kane has conducted extensive research on the symbolic value of time. কি করেছে? Symbolic value of time এর উপর রিসার্চ করেছে। She explained today we are seeing yet another transition. Transition means এখন পর্যন্ত আমরা another একটি ট্রানজিশন খুঁজে পেয়েছি, রূপান্তর করতে পেরেছি। A lack of leisure time now operates as a powerful status symbol. A lack of leisure টাইমটা কম কাটানো now operates as a powerful status symbol. এটা নাকি একটা পাওয়ারফুল স্ট্যাটাস সিম্বলে পরিণত হয়েছে, ট্রানজিশন হয়েছে মানে পরিবর্তন হয়েছে। One Twitter celebrities Humbleberg about having no life and being in disparate need a vacation. Disparate মানে একান্তভাবে মেবি, মরিয়াভাবে, yes, being in disparate need of vacation and life and being in disparate need of vacationটা খুবই প্রয়োজন. She point out in the workplace being part of the long hours working culture is still seen by means as a badge of our আবার কি সম্মানের কাজ,
সম্মানের ব্যাজ,
সম্মানের ব্যাজ,
সম্মানের ব্যাজ।
badge of honor. Okay, being part of the long hours working cultures, লং আওয়ার ওয়ার্কের কালচারটা ইজ স্টিল সিন এখন পর্যন্ত দেখা হয় বাই ম্যানি অ্যাজ অনেক মানুষের দ্বারা, অনেক মানুষ স্টিল নাও এটাকে কিভাবে দেখে লং টাইম ওয়ার্কে বেজ অফ অনার মানে সম্মানের কাজ হিসেবে দেখে। কিভাবে দেখে? বেজ অফ অনার সম্মানের কাজ হিসেবে দেখে। তাহলে বিং পার্ট অফ দ্য long hours working culture is still seen by many people এখানে আর বলে নাই, still many বলেছে, still still seen many still seen by many as a badge of honor. Okay, this is the nice structure. এখানে many people আর বলা লাগবে না, many বললেই বোঝা যাবে, seen by many as. In fact, those with the most money to spend on leisure are most likely also putting in the longest hours. In fact, আসলে those with the most money, those means এই people গুলো, those with the most money to spend on leisure are mostly likely also putting in the longest hours. Also putting in the longest hours মানেটা কি এটার?
অবসরে ব্যয় করার জন্য যাদের কাছে সবচেয়ে বেশি অর্থ রয়েছে তারা সম্ভবত সবচেয়ে দীর্ঘ সময় ব্যয় করছেন। উদ্ধৃতি চিহ্ন।
Okay, highly educated people think surgeons, lawyers, CEO, highly educated people যাদেরকে বলা হচ্ছে এখানে দিয়ে দিয়েছে okay often go for well-paid jobs that require highly productive candidates willing to work long hours explaining মানে হাইলি প্রোডাক্টিভ যারা হাই এডুকেটেড রয়েছে হাইলি প্রোডাক্টিভ জব যাদের রয়েছে রিকোয়ার হাইলি প্রোডাক্টিভ ক্যান্ডিডেটস উইলিং টু ওয়ার্ক লং আওয়ার্স explaining this means that those who complain the most about not having enough free time are wealthy and educated যেটা কমপ্লেন করছে যে তারা ভালোভাবে এই লেজার সময়টা পায় না that fuels the idea means যে ধারণা ইন্ধন okay that fuels the idea that we must maximize leisure hedonic utility to enjoyment value when we actually do get some time off and make every hour count when we actually do get time off যখন আমরা প্রকৃতপক্ষেই কিছু লেজার সময় পাই and make every hour count এবং প্রতিটা আওয়ারই আমরা কি করতে থাকি কাউন্ট করতে থাকি এটা আমাদের হ্যাপিনেসকে আরো কমায় দেয় the leisure maximizers the leisure maximizers অবসর প্রাপ্তি the leisure maximizers
The leisure
the
maximizes.
leisure maximizers. Economists call the idea that we must maximize our time of the intensification of the value of our leisure time. Intensification means তীব্রতা intensification okay আমি এটা লিখে রাখলাম intensification means তীব্রতা intensification of the value of our leisure time okay economists call the idea এই আইডিয়াটা ইকোনমিস্টরা কি বলে that we must maximize our time আমরা আমাদের we must maximize our time আমাদের সময় সর্বোচ্চ করতে হবে উই মাস্ট ম্যাক্সিমাইজ আমাদের সর্বোচ্চ ম্যাক্সিমাইজ আওয়ার টাইম অফ আমাদের কি করতে হবে যে আমাদের লেজারটা আছে এটা অবশ্যই আমাদের বাড়াতে হবে দ্য ইন্টেন্সিফিকেশন অফ দ্য ভ্যালু অফ আওয়ার লেজার টাইমের তীব্রতা বাড়ানোর জন্য in his book spending time the most valuable resource ইউএস ইকোনমিস্ট ওকে তো মোস্ট ভ্যালুয়েবল রিসোর্স আমরা পড়বো না spending time, our ability to purchase and enjoy goods and services has risen much more rapidly than the amount of time available for us to enjoy them. Okay, I got down this gist. আমাদের যেভাবে টাকা পয়সা বাড়ছে সেভাবে আমাদের স্পেন্ডিং টাইম মানে ফ্রি টাইমটা বাড়ছে না যার কারণে আমরা এনজয় করতে পারছি না দিস pressure manifest in our decision this pressure manifest means প্রকাশ করে this pressure manifest in our decision this pressure
এই চাপ আমাদের সিদ্ধান্তে প্রকাশ পায়।
this pressure manifest in our decision we feel like we want to have the best bang for our buck and minutes we feel like we want to have the best bang মানে for our buck and minutes explain and so we invest more money is leisure better hotels better movie experience like IMAX or Netflix in 4K better enjoy better everything শেষ হয় না কেন কতবার বাবা কই গেল হারিয়ে ফেললাম এই যে all this can lead to our sporing over review diligently means diligently অধ্যবসায় ভাবে diligently
Diligently.
diligently
Diligently.
diligently
Diligently.
diligently
Diligently. Diligently.
diligently planning.
পরিশ্রমের সাথে পরিকল্পনা করা।
Diligently planning leisure activities মানে পরিশ্রমের সাথে কি করা, প্ল্যানিং করা। All this can lead to our poring over reviews, diligently planning leisure activities অধ্যবসায়ের সাথে পরিকল্পনা করা, that might not necessarily be a bad thing. Research show found pre-trip anticipation মানে pre-trip প্রত্যাশা greatly accounts for vacationers' happiness, but too much anticipation might set us up for seemingly zero duration holiday. বেটার মানে খুব ইন্টেন্সলি পরিকল্পনা করাটা আবার আমাদের কি হবে, এটা ভকেশনের ভিতরে পড়বে না। নিউ রিসার্চ শোজ দ্যাট দ্য জাস্ট ফিউচার পজিটিভ ইভেন্টস ইজ বোথ ফার্দার অ্যাওয়ে and shorter than negative or natural neutral ones, looking leading us to feel like a holiday is over as soon as it begins. Equally, এরকমভাবেই the way we choose top notes top notes later experience top notes শীর্ষস্থান top notes notes না notes
Top notch.
top notes
Top notch.
top notes
Top notch.
the way we chase top notes later experience has made recreative more recreative means recreation মানে বিনোদন recreation
Recreation.
recreation মানে বিনোদন recreation 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 means বিনোদন more stressful than ever এটা করলে আমাদের আবার stressful হবে high expectations may clash with our experience reality making it feel anticlimactic while trying to connect while trying to concord মন গড়া
Concoct. Concoct.
concoct
Concoct. Concoct.
কি বলছে রে
Concoct.
concoct the best vacation to our leisure experience ever can performatively performatively
Performativity.
কর্মক্ষমতা in her 2011 research paper Kinney the
Posited.
posited
Posited.
posited that some consumer were to acquire collectible experience that are unusual. Okay, research paper can first postate that posited that some consumers were to acquire collectible experience were to acquire collectible experience গ্রহণযোগ্য অভিজ্ঞতা থেকে নিতে তারা চায় that are unusual যেটা অস্বাভাবিক okay novel or extreme because it help us reframe our leisure as being productivity help us novel novel means উপন্যাস novel or extreme because it helps us reframe our leisure as being productive by working through our experiential checklist instead of seeing simply to enjoy the moment. She writes, we built our experimental CV by working through our experimental checklist instead of seeking simply to enjoy the moment. Okay, enjoy the moment করার পরিবর্তে আমরা কি করতে পারি, চেকলিস্ট তৈরি করতে পারি। She writes, we built our experimental CV at just like a traditional resume where we show off our best selves নিজেদের best selves. This experimental CV can become a breeding ground for competition, breeding ground, breeding ground for competition. breeding ground for competition. Breeding ground. CV can become a breeding ground for competition. Okay, Kenneth believes social media exacerbates our focus on productive leisure. Exacerbates, বর্ধিত করা. Social media exacerbates our focus on productive leisure. Referencing 2021 research paper, she suggested people are um, pivoting to signal their status and accomplishment in the alternative domain. In this case, the use of their free times. User post carefully curated.
Curated.
User post carefully curated slideshows of themselves crossing
Marathon.
marathon finish line and climbing Machu Picchu, conspicuous
Conspicuous.
conspicuous সুস্পষ্ট
Conspicuous.
conspicuous consumption conspicuous consumption মানে ভোক্তা used to be a way for people to display their money through scarce luxury goods. Now they are fluent how they spend their valuable time only on activities that are truly meaningful, productive, or spectacular. Productive or spectacular মানে দর্শনীয়. তাদের পাস টাইমটা তারা কি করে প্রোডাক্টিভ কাজে ব্যয় করে. এটা কোন চ্যাপ্টার ছিল? এটা ছিল হচ্ছে দ্য লেজার ম্যাক্সিমাইজার সর্বোচ্চ লেজার. দ্য পিপল হু হেট লেজার. The mass who hate leisure. Some struggle to enjoy leisure at all. Some try to hack. Some try to hack leisure by applying productive techniques, says Ayon, like listening to podcasts while jogging or watching Netflix shows at twice the regular speed. Others may not truly take time off at all. Others may not truly take time off at all. নিচ্ছে না. For example, only 40% of American take 2 weeks vacation in a row, or finding in keeping with the overwork culture. The same study report that of 2017, 54% of American workers didn't use up their vacation time, leaving 662 million days reserved for leisure unused. Okay, part of the problem, new research shows, is how comprehensively ব্যাপকভাবে how comprehensively we internalize the message that leisure is wasteful. Selim Malik, associate, এটা তো আমরা পড়বো না মাঝের এটা. Selim Malik, even when it doesn't, says certain people perceive leisure as lacking value. Certain people perceive উপলব্ধি করে.
কিছু লোক অবসরকে মূল্যহীন বলে মনে
Certain people perceive leisure as lacking value মূল্যহীন মনে করে. লেজারটা কি lacking value মানে মূল্যহীন, even when it doesn't interfere with their pursuit of goals. এটা আসলে কি করে না, কোনো হস্তক্ষেপ করে না কোথায়, pursuit of goals. This negative belief about leisure are associated with lower reported happiness and greater reported depression, anxiety and stress. ওকে, তাদের জন্য এই লেজারটা কি হয়, সময় ওয়েস্ট করা হয়. Certain people perceive leisure as lacking value even when it doesn't interfere with their pursuit of goals. তাদের যে ডিজায়ার গোলস, এই গোলসের সাথে কি হয় না, ইন্টারফেয়ার করে না, সংযুক্ত হয় না. Melk described 2 types of leisure: terminal টার্মিনাল অবসর where the activity টার্মিনাল অবসরটা কি where the activity and the goal are fused together. Fused means মিশ্রিত fused together, like attending a Hawaiian party just for fun is immediately rewarding and in goal in itself, and instrumental leisure এটা কি like talking a child trick or treating and thereby checking off financial duties, which is means to an end and feeds a long-term goal. The ability to enjoy terminal leisure is stronger predictor or well-being than enjoyment of instrumental leisure. The study showed. Okay, the leisure, two kind of leisure here: terminal leisure and instrumental leisure. Terminal leisure is better than instrumental leisure. The author said there. In one of the study experiments, Mollock and her co-authors wanted to see if they could manipulate participants. If they could manipulate 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 participants.
অংশগ্রহণকারীদের কারসাজি করা
Okay, manipulate manipulate participants believe about leisure and get them to enjoy more. Each group was presented with different vision of an article that from their understanding of leisure either was wasteful in terms of goal achievement, of unproductive or as productive way of meaning stress. Participants were then asked to evaluate how well written the article was. But researchers were more interested in what came afterwards. More interested researchers আরো interested যে এরপরে কি হবে. They offered participants a break and gave them a funny cat video to watch to see how much they enjoyed it. Unfortunately, priming our belief about leisure only work in one direction.
অবসর সম্পর্কে আমাদের বিশ্বাসকে প্রাধান্য দেওয়া শুধুমাত্র একটি দিকে কাজ করে
Priming our belief about leisure only work in our direction, the research found. একটাই direction কাজ করে, research found করলো. The wrong one. Those who read the article framing leisure as wasteful enjoyed the experience 11% to 40% less than the baseline, the control group, who read about coffee makers. While those cued to believe it predictive did not experience bolstered enjoyment level. Bolstered enjoyment level. উপভোগের মাত্রা বৃদ্ধি পায়। ওকে, উই উইল নট এক্সপিরিয়েন্স মানে প্রেডিক্টেড করাটা আসলে এক্সপেরিমেন্ট করে না এনজয়মেন্টটা। ইন আদার ওয়ার্ডস ট্রাইং টু প্রাইম পার্টিসিপেন্টস receptively towards enjoying leisure more was about as effective as having them read about coffee, suggesting that other attitudes are deeply entranced mean গেঁথে বসেছে। এইগুলো অনেকটা ডিপলি ইন্ট্রান্সড হয়েছে এই লেজারটা এনজয়ের ক্ষেত্রে। ইটস ইটস সোবারিং ফাইন্ডিং।
এটি একটি উদ্বেগজনক অনুসন্ধান
Yes, definitely. We had a group of undergraduate students in the lab doing a series of mostly numbingly boring studies. আশারভাবে ওকে মন আশারভাবে বোরিং স্টাডিজ করে there's nothing enjoyable about it, says Maluk, and then we offer them a mental break to watch a fun video. Mental break-এর জন্য তাদের ওয়াচ ভিডিও করতে দেওয়া হয়. The fact that even though they couldn't use those brief moments for something better, they still couldn't enjoy themselves. Okay, even though যদিও they couldn't use before brief moment for something better. ব্রিফ মোমেন্টটাকে কি বোঝাতে সংক্ষিপ্ত মুহূর্ত এভাবে কাটায় নাই, সামথিং বেটার করতে পারে নাই, দে স্টিল couldn't enjoy themselves, তারা এখন পর্যন্ত কি করতে পারে না, এটা এনজয় করতে পারে না, attached to the strength of their belief. Moloch also compared samples from different nations. Malok also compared samples from different nations, participants from India and America, both nations with overworked cultures. Endorsed endorsed the belief that leisure is wasteful more strongly than participants from France. Endorsed the belief endorsed the belief that endorsed the belief that যে বিশ্বাস সমর্থন করে যে লেজার ইজ ওয়াস্টফুল লেজার আসলে ওয়াস্টফুল তারা মোর স্ট্রংলি বিলিভ করে যে লেজার ইজ ওয়াস্টফুল দেন পার্টিসিপেন্ট ফ্রম ফ্রান্স হুইচ হ্যাজ সোশ্যাল নর্মস ফ্রান্সের মানুষদের থেকে তারা বেশি ওয়েস্টফুল মনে করে লেস রেসপেক্টিভলি restrictive of enjoying life and having fun. In fact, while Molcock estimates about 30% of the population endorses the leisure is wasteful belief on average, this varies greatly across cultures, going as high 50%, 55 55% in the Indian subsample and as low as 50%, 15% in France sample, she explained. Okay, ইন্ডিয়াতে বেশি and ফ্রান্সে এই হারটা অনেক কম. Hope for later intensifiers and avoiders.
অবসর ইন্টেন্সিফায়ার্স এবং পরিহারকারীদের জন্য আশা।
Okay, hope for আশা কাদের জন্য লেজার ইন্টেন্সিফায়ার and avoiders যারা লেজারকে ইন্টেন্সিফায়ার করে এবং অ্যাভয়েড করে. Fortunately, ভাগ্যবশত ভাগ্যক্রমে fortunately 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 there are ways to help both groups. The first, regardless of which end of the spectrum you fall, regardless মানে নির্বিশেষে regardless of which end
আপনি যে স্পেকট্রামের কোনো প্রান্তে পড়ুন না কেন।
okay, is it relax the productivity mindset is to relax the productivity mindset.
উৎপাদনশীলতা মানসিকতা শিথিল করা হয়।
Kenyan says a way to do this is by assuming a broader perspective on life and anticipating your long-term regrets. অনুশোচন as it allows people to enjoy the present more. As it allows people
যেহেতু এটি মানুষকে বর্তমানকে আরও উপভোগ করতে দেয়।
anticipating means যেন কি ছিল প্রত্যাশিত anticipating means প্রত্যাশিত anticipating your long-term regrets. অনুশোচন okay, for those seeking to intensify leisure intensify তীব্রতা maybe প্রবল বা তীব্র করে for those seeking to intensify leisure and recommends using the peak and rule a cognitive bias জ্ঞানীয় পক্ষপাত
Cognitive bias.
Cognitive bias that influences the way we remember events. For example, he says at the dentist office we remember the peak and the end. ডেন্টাল অফিসের ওখানে আমরা কি করতে পারি রিমেম্বার দ্য পিক খুবই ভালো যেটা সেটা রিমেম্বার করতে পারি when the pain was at worst আচ্ছা যখন খুবই বাজে রকমের ব্যথা হয় and the end এবং যখন একদম get left চলে যায় তখন the average sum of this experience is just the emotional intensify so for holidays they recommends doing one thing that's completely insane মানে পুরো পাগল
Completely insane.
in the middle such as bungee jumping and one equally grandiose thing at the end, for instance pie day or induce a meal to evaluate the entire experience and maximum hedonic utility overall. Okay, লেজারটাও আমাদের সেইভাবেই কাটাতে হবে যে যেহেতু আমরা পিকটা মনে রাখতেছি এবং এন্ডটা মনে রাখতেছি, পাগলের মতো করে লেজার কাটাতে হবে, তাই বলতেছে এখানে। হি রিকমেন্ডস ইউজিং মাইন্ডফুলনেস টু হেল্প savor leisure experience. It expands your subjective perception of time. You feel like you have more of it and enhances memory formation, which means you will not only feel like your vacations lasted longer, but you will remember them a lot better. And in keeping with research and anticipation, having multiple smaller vacation to look forward to rather than one massive one could also maximize our enjoyment value. For those who find it hard to take time off, যারা এটা টাইম নিতে খুব কষ্ট হয়, মানে হার্ড করতে হয় ভ্যাকেশন নিতে, to begin with, Kenya suggests using a functional LEB. Functional LEB টা কি? A practical excuse for enjoying themselves. A practical excuse. huh? Combating the leisure is wasteful. Combating means কমানো maybe. Combating লড়াই করেছে. Oh, sorry.
Combating.
Combating the leisure is wasteful. Mindset might also mean emphasizing,
Emphasizing.
emphasizing the value of an activity by alligning it with another uti- utilitarian utilitarian উপযোগী
Utilitarian.
utilitarian goal
Utilitarian.
উপযোগী goal. Okay, combating the leisure is wasteful. Mindset might also mean emphasizing the value of an activity by aligning it with another utilitarian goal instead of trying the reframe leisure as concept মানে
অবসর অবকাশ নষ্ট করা, মানসিকতার সাথে লড়াই করার অর্থ অবসরকে একটি ধারণা হিসাবে পুনর্বিন্যাস করার চেষ্টা করার পরিবর্তে অন্য উপযোগবাদী লক্ষ্যের সাথে সারিবদ্ধ করে একটি কার্যকলাপের মূল্যের উপর জোর।
vacation are meant to be terminal, but we can have different goal embedded with them. Embedded means embed করা,
Embedded.
খচিত করা, embedded. Vacation are meant to be terminal. Vacation are meant to be terminal.
ছুটির অর্থ হল টার্মিনাল।
But you can have different goals embedded within them. But we have different goals embedded with them. But we can have different.
কিন্তু আমরা তাদের মধ্যে এমবেড করা বিভিন্ন লক্ষ্য থাকতে পারে।
Says Milcoke. A trip of Disneyland, for example, might have a terminal value for the children and offer an instrumental leisure for the parents, making them understand is that this is the way to get proactive or feel another purpose might help them let their guard down and enjoy a little bit more. Enjoying leisure might even be learned response, similar to the way we build up stamina gradually at the gym. Enjoying leisure might have been a learned response. Okay, এটাও একটা learned response, similar to the way we built up stamina gradually at the gym. Similar vacation, a 30-hour getaway at a hotel might be just short enough for such individual to have responsibilities behind. Might be just short enough for such individual to leave responsibilities behind. For a longer trip, Molko suggests allowing driven individuals to work for a short window once they might actually be less stressful than asking them unplug completely. Suggest allowing driven individuals to work for a short window once they might actually be less stressful. Once a day. Suggest allowing driven individuals বিটকভাবে drive করা work for a short window কি বোঝাতে চাচ্ছে
চালিত ব্যক্তিদের একটি ছোট উইন্ডোর জন্য কাজ করার অনুমতি দেওয়ার পরামর্শ দেয়।
once a day might actually be less stressful than asking them unplug completely. Unplug completely.
Unplug.
For both group and even those some who are in the middle, the persistence fear, the persistent fear, Abiram, the persistence fear that we are not using our time right, whether by having an extravagantly collectible অসামান্যভাবে
Extravagantly.
extravagantly collectible for both group and even though some are in the middle. This persistence fear that we are not using our time right, whether by having an experimental collectible experience or just being upper productive, can can derail the very can derail
Derail.
derail the very purpose of leisure, because the only right way to do leisure is to relax, let your guard down, make good memories, and thus the pieces will fall into place. If you approach a vacation with a should mindset, you might be missing it up. Warm Malcolm John to let your belief that you need to go that uh, that you need to get the best out of this, get the best of you, get the best of you. Okay, finally, I read out those articles. This is a long article. I read. It takes so many times to read this article. 1 hour. Okay, let's start again to fast reading. And if you have with me till now, please make sure you read this article and make sure the comments how much time you need. Reset and start. Now I will read the whole article firstly. The way we view free time is making us less happy. Some people try to make every hour for leisure perfect, while others hate taking time off together. Have we forgotten how to enjoy free time? Leisure is prized, right? We work hard, so we want to play hard. We look forward to our time off, believing that the more leisure time we have, the better life will be. Enjoying that time or suffering the coveted end goal should come naturally. However, research shows that both having and deciding how to spend leisure time can be very stressful. Some people feel enormous pressure to maximize their downtime with the best choices, researching more, anticipating and spending more money. But as did prove, this pressure to maximize our fun might get in the way of our in enjoyment of leisure itself. Additionally, some people struggle to view leisure as worthwhile at all. These individuals, often in high stress, high paying jobs, prioritize productivity to extent that they can't enjoy time off, often to the detriment of their mental health. However, different their problems with leisure, both groups struggle with enjoying time off for the same reason. The way we perceive and value leisure has changed problematically. Understanding this evolution and finding ways to change our attitude could be beneficial for everyone and help people to start enjoying themselves again. The changing concept of leisure. Leisure has dramatically evolved over the centuries and across cultures, says Brett Allen, assistant professor. Okay, somehow I missed this. I will miss. I'm missing this sentence. One thing that consistent about leisure, however, is that it has always been contrasted with work. 2000 years ago, concepts of work and leisure were associated with servitude and freedom, respectively. And ancient Greece explained, most of the labor was outsourced to slaves, while whether person society pursued other activities, leisure was an active state of mind. Good leisure meant playing sports, learning music theory, debating qualified pairs, and doing philosophy. Leisure was not easy, but it was supposed to be gratifying. Today we are seeing yet another transition lack of leisure time now operates as a powerful status symbol. Allen believed that a shift occurred when the Romans started viewing leisure as a way of recapturing recuperating in preparation for more work, a transition that accelerated significantly during the Industrial Revolution. By the 100 by the 18th century, this kind of leisure that signified status had shifted to the worldly elite part. The overtly ideal lives. A popular example is philosopher Voltaire Benjamin's description of the fashion around 1893 to walk through arcades with a turtle on a lash. And Nick Kanan, associate professor of marketing, she explained today we were seeing yet another transition. A lack of leisure time now appears as a powerful status symbol. On Twitter, celebrities billboard about having no life and being in desperate need of a vacation. She pointed out in the workplace, being part of long hours working culture is still seen by many as a base of honor. In fact, those with the most money to spend on leisure more are most likely also putting in the longest hours. Highly educated people often go for well-paid jobs that regular highly productive candidates willing to work long hours explain. And this means that those who complain who most about not having enough free time are wealthy and educated, the fuels the idea that we must maximize leisure, hedonic utility, and enjoyment value. When we actually do get some time off and make every hour count, the leisure maximizers. Economists call the idea that we must maximize our time of intensification of the value of our leisure time. In his book, Spending Time, the Most Valuable Resource, US economist Danny Hamermesh explained that our ability to purchase and enjoy good and services had risen much more rapidly than the amount of time available for us to enjoy them. This pressure manifests in our decision. We feel like we want to have the best being for our back and minutes, explaining. So we invest more money in leisure better hotels, better movies experience like IMAX or Netflix for 4K, better everything. All this can lead to hours poring over review diligently planning leisure activities that might not necessarily be a bad thing. Researchers have found spirited anticipation greatly account for vacationers' happiness, but too much anticipation might set us for the seemingly zero duration holiday. Now, research shows that just feature positive events as both further and shorter than negative or natural ones, leading us to feel like a holiday is over as soon as it begins. Equally, the way we close shop notes later experience has made recreation for stressful than ever. High expectations may clash with our experienced reality, making it feel anticlimactic while trying to connect the best vacation or leisure experience ever can feel prefer- performatively. In her 2011 research paper, Candice first posited that some consumers were to acquire collectible experience that are unusual, novel, or extreme because it helps us to reframe our leisure as being productive by working through our experimental checklist in a state of seeing simply to enjoy the moment. She writes, we built our experimental CV. And just like a tradition resume, where we show off our best selves, this experimental CV can become a breeding ground for competition. Kainin believes social media exacerbates our focus on productive leisure. Referencing a 2021 research paper, she suggests people are pivoting to signal their status and accomplishment in alternative domains, in the case the use of their free time. User post carefully curated slide shows that themselves crossing marathon finish line and climbing Machu Picchu. Conspicuous consumption used to be a way for people to display their money through scare luxury goods. Now they flaunt how they spend their value time on the activities that are truly meaningful, productive, or spectacular, she says. The people who hate leisure. Some struggle to enjoy leisure at all. Some try to hack leisure by applying productivity techniques, says Ellen, like listening to podcasts while logging or watching Netflix shows at twice the regular speed. Others may not truly take time off at all. For example, only 14% of Americans take 2 weeks vacation in a row, finding in keeping with overwork culture. The same study reports that 2017, 54% American workers didn't use up their vacation time, leaving 662 million days reserved for leisure unused. Part of the problem, new research shows, is comprehensively we internalize the messages that leisure is wasteful. Celine and McClone, associate professor of marketing at the Fisher College of Business at the Ohio State University and co-authored the study, says certain people perceive the leisure as lacking value, even when it doesn't interfere with their pursuit of goals. These negative beliefs about leisure are associated with lower reported happiness and greater reported depression, anxiety, and stresses. Malcock described two types of leisure: terminal leisure, where the activity and the goals are fused together, like attending a Halloween party just for fun, is immediately rewarding and in goal in itself. And intermental leisure, like taking a child break or treating and thereby checking off potential duties, which is a means to an end and feed a long-term goal. The ability, the ab- the ability to enjoy terminal leisure is a stronger predictor of well-being than enjoyment. Instrumental leisure, the study showed. In one of the study experiments, Melcock and her co-authorities wanted to see if they could manipulate participants' belief about leisure and get them to enjoy it more. Each group were presented with a different version of an article that formed their understanding of leisure, either as wasteful in terms of goal achievement, unproductive, or as productive a way of managing stress. Participants were taken next to evaluate how well written the article was. But researchers were more interested in what come afterwards. They offered participants a break and give them a funny cat video to watch to see how much they enjoyed it. Unfortunately, priming our belief about leisure only work in one direction. Only researchers found the wrong one. Those who read the article far from framing leisure as wasteful enjoyed an experience 11% to 40% less than the baseline. while those cued to believe it is productive did not experience bolstered enjoyment level. In other words, trying to prime participants perceptually towards enjoying leisure more was about as effective as having them read about coffee, suggesting that our attitude are deeply entrenched. It's sobering finding we had this group of undergraduate students in the lab doing a series of mostly mind-numbingly boring studies. There's nothing enjoyable about it, says 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 Malcock. And then we offered them a mental break to watch fun videos. The fact that even though they couldn't use this brief moment for something bigger, they still quite enjoy themselves. Attest to the strength of their belief. Malcolm also compares samples from different nations, participants from India and Americas, both nations with overworked cultures, endorsed and believe that leisure is wasteful more strongly than participants from France, which has social norms less restrictive of enjoying life and having fun. In fact, while Malcolm estimated about 30% of the population endorses and leisure is wasteful, believe on average, this varies greatly across culture, going as high 50%, 55% in the Indian subsample, and as low as 50%, 15% in the France sample are explained. Hope for later intensifiers and fighters. Fortunately, there are ways to help both groups. The first, regardless of which one of the spectrum you fall on, is to relax the productivity mindset. Kenyon says the way to do by this is assuming a broader perspective on life and anticipating long-term regret, as it allows people to enjoy the present more. For those seeking intensely leisure, Aeon recommends using a pick and roll, a cognitive bias that influence the way we remember events. For example, he says that the dentist fish remember the peak and the int we've get as left. The average sum of the experience adjusts the emotion intensity. So for holiday, we recommend doing one thing that's completely incense in the middle, such as bungee jumping, and one equality grandiose experience and maximize hedonic utility overall and maximize hedonity utility overall. Okay, her recommends using mindfulness to help savor a leisure experience. It depends on your subjective perception of time, and enhances memory formation, which means you will not only feel like your vacations lasted longer, but you'll remember them a lot better. And in keeping with research on anticipation, having multiple smaller vacation to look forward to rather than massive one could also maximize our environment in enjoyment value. For for those for those who find it hard to take time off to begin with, Canon suggests using a functional alibi, a practical excuse for enjoying themselves. Having a functional alibi that articulates a purpose for activity, productivity, benefits of taking much needed vacation allows many consumptions or relax without feeling guilty, she says. Combating the leisure is wasteful mindset may also mean emphasizing the value of an activity of aligning with another utilitarian goal instead of trying to reform leisure concept. Vacation are meant to be terminal, but we can have different goals embedded within them, says Malcock. A trip to Disneyland, for example, might have terminal value for the children and offer an instrumental leisure for the parents, making them understand that this is the way to get productive to or full. Another purpose might help them let their guard down and enjoy it little bit more. Enjoying leisure might even be learned response, similar to the way we build up stamina gradually at the gym. Similar vacation, 30 hours getaway at a hotel might be just short enough for such individuals to leave responsibility behind. For long trips, I would suggest allowing driving individuals to work for a short window. One day might actually be less stressful than asking them to unplug completely. For both groups and even those somewhere in the middle, the persistence fear that we are not using our time, whether by having an extravagantly collectible experience or just being uber productive can dull the very purpose of leisure, because the only right way to the leisure is to relax, let your guard down, make good memories, and trust the pieces will fall into place. If you approach a vacation with a shoot mindset, you might be missing it up. Warm Malcolm, don't let you believe that you need to get the best out of this, get the best of you. Oh, that's all about the whole article. This is a long article, really. I have taken 18 minutes to read out this article. Okay, please, how much time you need to read this article? Comment me so that I can understand my ability. Okay, so not for today more. We will meet tomorrow with another article, another ambition. Okay, so waiting for 18 days reading challenge from 40 days from 40 days. Okay, waiting for 40 days reading challenge, waiting for 7 waiting for 18 day from 40 days reading challenge. Okay, okay, so no more today, and we see again tomorrow. Let's go and bye.